Hey there, boys and girls, it's Miss James, and welcome to another third grade ELA lesson. Today is day 1 of week 5, and we will be discussing lesson 19, describing comparisons. Boys and girls, our standard today is RI8, and it reads, describe how sentences in a text are connected by comparisons, and describe how paragraphs in a text are connected by comparisons. Our learning target today states, describing the connections between ideas in a text will help you understand what the author is explaining. And our academic talk vocabulary words are connections and comparisons, and we'll use these words to tell about the text. Boys and girls, I want you to take a look at these two vehicles. As you're looking at both pictures, I want you to compare them, which as a reminder means how they are the same. And I also want you to contrast them, which means how they are different. Take a few minutes and discuss it with someone at home, maybe mom or dad or a sister or brother, and talk about how these two vehicles are the same as well as different. Boys and girls, at this time, I want you to find some space on your packet and draw the graphic organizer that you see that I have on the screen, which is a Venn diagram. If you don't have your packet available right in front of you, go ahead and put the video on pause and grab a piece of paper and a pencil and draw the Venn diagram. And I'll meet you right back here in a couple of minutes, okay? See you in a minute. Welcome back, boys and girls. Did you draw your graphic organizer? Great job. So let's make a comparison of both of the vehicles. As you're writing on your paper, I'll use the Nearpod writing tools to do the same. Now let's see. I see that we have a horse and buggy here, and we have a car here. How is the horse and buggy different from the car? Let's see. Let me pull up a text box and move it into this box right here. And I know by looking at the picture that I can say that this vehicle is pulled by a horse. That's one thing that's different from the car. And let's see, how is the car different from the horse and buggy? Looking at the car and thinking about how it's different from the horse and buggy, I know that I could say the car is run by an engine. That makes sense to me because I see it's not being pulled by a horse, is it? And then let's think about how the vehicles are the same. Let's grab another tool here and come in the middle where we have the same. How is the horse and buggy and the car the same? I think you're right. I'll say the same thing. They both take people where, let's fix people where they want to go. I agree with you, boys and girls. That makes sense to me. Nice job. Let's see if we can see what we've got here. Let's get rid of this one. All right, so we said that the horse and buggy was different because it's pulled by a horse. The car is different from the horse and buggy because it's run by an engine. And they're both the same because they both take people where they want to go. I agree, boys and girls. Nice job. Boys and girls, read along with me as I read aloud. Here we go. Author Authors work carefully to show connections among ideas in their writing. This means that they make sure readers understand how sentences and paragraphs are connected and why the connections are important. Let's think about the pictures that we just looked at on the previous page about the vehicles. We noticed that the vehicles looked very different from one another. But the connection was vehicles still got people where they needed to go. Let's keep on reading. Sometimes a writer shows connections by making comparisons between facts and ideas. Comparing means showing how two or more things are alike and different. Signal words such as like, as, also, and both show how things are alike. Signal words such as however, but, different, and unlike show how things are different. Again, back with our pictures that we looked at on the previous page, showed how vehicles were very different and alike. We saw that they were different because one was pulled by a horse and the other ran by an engine. But they were the same because they still take people where they need to go. Boys and girls, let's review those signal words. We have words that show how things are alike, such as like, as, also, and both. And we have words that show how things are different, which are however, but, different, and unlike. It's important that you know these words because we're going to use these signal words in a paragraph that we'll read later in the lesson, and you'll need to identify these words in the paragraph. Let's go over what connections are. Connections are how sentences and paragraphs are connected and why the connections are important. And comparing means showing how two or more things are alike and different. Boys and girls, read the following paragraph about toothbrushes. How does the comparison help you understand the subject? As I read the paragraph aloud, read along with me. Are you ready? Here we go. Like people today, ancient peoples wanted to keep their teeth clean. They also used toothbrushes. However, their brushes were very different. Our toothbrushes are plastic with nylon bristles. But the first toothbrushes were made of twigs with crushed ends. Boy, that's fascinating. Well, boys and girls, let's read the paragraph again. But this time we're going to try to identify our signal words that compare and contrast. Remember, the words that tell how things are the same and how things are different. So grab your pencil and your packet, and as you bump into those signal words, put a line under them. And I'll highlight mine with my Nearpod tools, the highlighter. Are you ready? Here we go. Like people today, ancient peoples wanted to keep their teeth clean. Did you see the signal word? I did too. The word is like. So underline yours, and I'm going to highlight mine. Like is a comparison word. It tells us how things are the same. Let's keep going. They also used toothbrushes. Did you see the signal word there? I couldn't fool you. Yes, it's also. So I'll highlight mine because I know you already underlined yours. Also is another comparison word that tells us how things are alike. All right, here we go. However, their brushes were very different. Did you see that one? Yes, however, that's a contrasting word. That tells us how things are different. Good job. Let's keep going. Our toothbrushes are plastic with nylon bristles, but the first toothbrushes were made of twigs with crushed ends. Yes, there was one more in that last sentence. What was it? You've got it, the word but. Make sure you've underlined yours, and I just highlighted mine. So the words that we found to compare were like and also. And the words that we found to contrast were however and but. Nice job finding those signal words, boys and girls. Boys and girls, this page of your packet has a graphic organizer, and they want us to complete the chart to see how the writer used comparisons to connect ideas. So let's complete the graphic organizer together. So as you fill in your graphic organizer in your packet, I'll do the same with the Nearpod writing tools. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Let's look at the first sentence from our paragraph. It reads, like people today, ancient peoples wanted to keep their teeth clean. Well, when we read it together, what was the signal word that we identified? Yes, it was like. And you see they've already done that one for us. And then we need to write the purpose of the comparison. So here I wrote the purpose was to show one way ancient people were like people today. So that's what we need to write in that box there. Ready to keep going? All right, here we go. It has the next two sentences from our paragraph. They read, they also used toothbrushes. However, their brushes were very different. Do you see the signal words that we underlined when we read the paragraph together? What were they? Yes, also was one. So that's what you're writing right there, and I'm going to type mine. And what was the other one? You got it. Nice job. Yes, however. Remember, also tells us how things compare, tells us how they are the same. And however is a contrasting word. That tells us how things were different. So let's use that information to write our purpose of the comparison. The purpose is to show a way ancient people were like people today and a way they were different. All right? Get that in that box right there. And then we have one more. Our toothbrushes are plastic with nylon bristles, but the first toothbrushes were made of twigs with crushed ends. What was the signal word that we underlined there? Yes, it was but. So as I type mine, write that word right there. And but is one of those words that contrast. It tells us how things were different. So let's let that information help us figure out our purpose of the comparison. And here's the purpose right here. To show how the ancient toothbrushes were different from modern toothbrushes. Nice job completing that graphic organizer, boys and girls. So boys and girls, let's review. Remember, when you read, it's helpful to look how the writer uses comparisons to connect ideas in sentences and in paragraphs. Being able to describe how ideas are connected in the text will help you better understand the topic the author is explaining. So remember, boys and girls, connections are how sentences and paragraphs are connected and why the connections are important. And when we're comparing, that means showing how two or more things are alike and different. And our signal words for alike are like, as, also, and both. And our signal words for different are however, but, different, and unlike. Boys and girls, you made it to your exit ticket. And it reads, think about an object that you use every day. Now imagine how that object may change in the future. Describe the similarities and differences between the object you know and the one you imagine. Now, boys and girls, you can always start jotting your ideas down on a piece of paper with your pencil, but make sure you click on the link in the description box of this video so you can get proper credit for your exit ticket. Boys and girls, it was wonderful working with you again today, and I look forward to our next time for another third grade ELA lesson. Boys and girls, have a great day. Until then, bye.